7:30 to 8 p.m. And when you listen once, you'll be back. Hi, everybody. Good evening. Hello, Lagos, Nigeria, Africa, the rest of the world. It's your girl, Energytae, and it's another beautiful Friday evening. What makes this Friday more beautiful is because I didn't go to my 9 to 5. Yes, that's why my energy is extra, extra, extra because I've just been at home chilling, relaxing, watching movies. No responsibility today, just relaxing and taking a deep breath. And it was a pretty good day. Very restful, very chilled. So I got the energy for you tonight. So hit me, hit me, hit me. If this is your first time listening to me, welcome. If this you're a repeat listener, thank you for coming again. Welcome to Energytae Unscripted, the show where we talk about anything and everything. Sometimes we go serious, sometimes we relax. Anyways, this is WFM, and I'm excited to be here with you today. If you have the honor of, if you've given me the honor of listening to me, I'm so grateful. Today, I'm going to be talking about something a bit chill, and like I'll always say, if you can guess what I'm going to be talking about based on the song I'm about to play, I got something for you. So listen to this song, and let's start this Friday evening on a chill note.
They say money don't buy you happiness. Money can't buy you love. Money can't fill this emptiness. But I want all the money in the world. Yeah, yeah. I'd rather be crying in a Bentley, sipping on, drying on my tears with some $100 bills. Feeling down in Fendi, but I got plenty money for the pain in the world. Chilling in a visa, just like Justin Bieber. Cause I got the money, I don't care. And you can put that on my visa. Roll me like with Caesar. You know now we global, being so far from where we coming from.
Okay, so the music was getting me in the zone. I almost didn't want to start talking. I was just feeling tenny, giving us those vibes. Anyways, it's already too late. If you're about to call to tell me what I'm going to talk about, the number to call is 0,917,917. The other number to call is 09155 917 917. Yeah, we're at the 917 station. The other number to call is 0800 1235 917. And the time starts counting down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sorry. That money went. But anyway, if you're my first time caller, I still got something for you. So feel free to call in when I start. So today we're going to be talking about no romance without finance. For some of us are from the older generation, us millennials. Oh, someone's calling. Okay, I'm listening. Hello, good evening.
Evening.
Yeah, good evening.
My name is Usena from Ogun State.
Your name is Uchenna from Ogun State. Welcome. Thanks for calling. What are you about to tell me?
Ma'am,
What are you about to tell me? Go ahead. I'm listening. You know my topic? Do you know my topic, Uchenna? Because I'm about to start my show. Okay, well, if you don't know my topic, that's fine. You can still. Well, I cannot give you money for calling because I didn't even hear your contribution. So maybe when I start the show a bit later, you can call again. Anyway, we're talking about no romance without finance today. You know how we've heard those words for a long time. Many of us, especially from the older generation, when people say no romance without finance. In other words, what's a relationship without money? What's a relationship without the Bentleys? Now, this thing goes both ways. Back in the day, it used to be that they say, "Oh, a woman will not date you if you don't have money." In this day and age, things don't change. Oh. Right now, some men are setting standards for the kind of girl that they're willing to date. Like, oh, I cannot date downwards. The girl has to be at my level, or at least just slightly below me. You know what I mean? Like some men are saying, I'm not going to be dating a girl that I'm going to be feeding her family and paying her family's bills. I'm not going to be dating a girl who is not at a certain level. We need to match up. Our class needs to be close. Our class needs to be near each other, and so on and so forth. There are so many different opinions on this. People just feel different ways about this. Like, okay, so what do you think? For guy to girl, for girl to guy, do you think that it's okay for a girl to date a guy who is not able to pay her bills? I'm not saying who is not paying her bills, but doesn't even have the ability to pay it, even if he wanted to. And is it okay for a guy to date a girl who is financially on another level at all. I mean, he's in the stratosphere, she's down on the earth. Their finances are so far apart. You know what I mean? Like, if he's dating her, he's just going to carry what Yorubas call bukata, like a lot of load. Yeah. So, what's your opinion about this? What's your opinion about romance and finance? Because it can be very tricky. On the one hand, you hear, okay, no romance without finance, but how far do we really need to take this? Does this mean, okay, I can meet a guy, both of us are entry level in the office or at the same level, and we can date? Bearing in mind that at this entry level, both of you are barely able to take care of your basic bills because you're just starting out life. Maybe you're even both living in your parents' houses and so on and so forth. Should somebody at that level be dating somebody at that level, whether male or female? On the other hand, you see a girl who is financially stable, doing well for herself, pays her. Okay, I have a call coming in. Good evening. Hello. Hello, good evening. Okay, I lost that call. I'm so sad about that. Maybe you can call again. So, like I was saying, you have a lady who's financially stable, is able, whether she's self-employed or she's a working professional, she's able to pay her own bills, pay for her own apartment, has her own car, is able to take herself out abroad on holiday at least say once a year. What's your opinion about that lady dating a guy who is still coming up through the ranks? Maybe he's still living in his brother's house or he's still sharing an apartment with a friend. Or have another call coming. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Oh, I don't know what's going on with the phone lines this evening. But my village people, if you're out there, please go back to the village. I'll call you later. Okay, so I have a couple of calls that may coming in, but I'm not able to connect. Anyways, so like I was saying, what about a girl who's financially stable? Do you think it's okay for her to be dating a guy who is still sharing an apartment with his friend, maybe still sharing a mini flat with his friend, who still obviously has doesn't even have an international passport, not even able to travel, doesn't even have like doesn't have a car, or if he has a car, his car is like seven models below her own. I mean, I'm not putting the guy down. I'm just trying to say, what is your opinion about people dating people of different financial capacities or standard, when the guy is much higher or when the lady is much higher? A lot of people feel like it's better or it's okay when it's the guy who's much higher than the girl financially in the relation. We'll have a call coming in. Good evening. Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
Hello, good evening. This is Megan coming from Vicky.
Hi, Madeline, my favorite girl. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Hit me. What's up? What do you think about romance and finance?
Okay, so I just have only one thing to say.
Please tell
Love
me.
is sweet, but when money enters, love
Love
is
is
sweeter.
sweeter. I love it, girl.
So, but the thing is, even if money no day, it goes still sweet. So, but
It's
when money enter,
it is
it's
sweet
sweeter. That's it.
Pasabi.
Just
Thanks,
that.
Madeline. For being my first caller, you know how we do it now. Hit me on Instagram. Let me hit you again.
Oh, I got you. I got you. Thank
Thanks,
you very
girl.
much.
All right, you're welcome.
Bye bye.
Bye. So Madeline just said to me that love is sweet, but when money enter, as Davido said, love is sweeter. And I would actually say it is true. So this is not me saying that people who are broke should not be in love. That's not my point. However, however, this thing can be very tricky, because at what point does it become okay to continue a relationship where, for example, I mean, we're in Africa, so I'm going to be talking like an African. I'm going to be talking like an African. I'm not even going to be doing Oyinbo things, because Oyinbo people can love without money. I tell you this. There's this couple that I follow that I just came across on YouTube. The lady is from Korea, South Korea, and the guy is a Yoruba guy. And I'm looking at her family. I watched her sister's wedding the other day, looking at her family in Korea and looking at the fact that Korea is a very developed country. She met this guy, I think guys in Ibadan or from Ibadan. She met this guy and she loved him. The babe left Korea. She's living in Nigeria. My guy's giving her a go to drink to deal with her tummy trouble. From their house, you can see that he's not rich. Their romance ain't got no finance, but the babe is so happy and so in love. She's even learning Yoruba language, going to the market, saying Iyawowa, pricing fish. They're just living a simple life, but you can tell how happy they are. And honestly, I can't tell you how many of their videos I watched yesterday. I was just grinning from ear to ear because it was fantastic to see how much they love each other. I mean, and this is obviously not one of those cases where they say he married her because he's white and they are doing visa scam. They are both living in Nigeria. I don't even think they're in Lagos. I think they're in Ibadan also, or somewhere in the southwest. They are both living in Nigeria. She left Korea and she's living. She met him in Nigeria, yeah. Went back to Korea, but came back and married him, and they are happy. That romance, I'm not to see the finance there, but I'm telling you, they look very happy, at least from what I see. Obviously, social media is social media, but they look very happy, really. And of course, you can't say that there were no men in Korea before she came to Nigeria, but love is what love is. But what do you think about romance and finance? What do you think about loving somebody that don't have money like you, or loving somebody whose money is less than yours? Or, I mean, watch all these Nollywood movies where the man is very rich and the girl is average, and the mother will say, I'll pay you 10 million to leave my son alone. Um, I'm thinking, if they offer me 50, if they had offered me 50 million to leave a rich man's son alone, can I honestly say that I would not have left him? I don't know, because that money is loud. Even till now, that money is loud. Especially when it's not like the man had proposed, it's your relationship. But are you sure he would have left there and say, no, I love him. I can never leave him. Even if you give me 100 million. See, I cannot lie to you. I'm not sure what I would have done if that happened to me. I cannot even lie to you. But the truth is that money is very important, whether in friendships, whether in relationships, whether in the office. I mean, I'm not leaving my house at 5 o'clock when I was working in a certain bank in Nigeria. I wasn't leaving my house at quarter to past 5 in the morning to get to Lagos Island because I was committed to job. It was the money. So if at that point when I was looking for money at that level and coming back home late in the night, someone is offering me 50 million to break her son's heart, I don't know what I would have done. I can't even lie to you. I cannot even say that I'm the best person, and I would have said, no, I love him. But it is what it is. What do you really think about romance and finance? Do you think that it's okay for you meet a guy who's struggling? You two are struggling. Maybe we start struggling together. Because the consensus out there is a man does not become himself. A man does not come into his full potential and character until he has money. They say that the presence of money or the absence of money. Somebody and Rookie on Instagram says, me, I will leave. Oh, my babe says she will leave take the 50 million and leave the brother and break his ass. Anyway, so what do you think about people that are both struggling? There's a consensus, like I was saying, that men that don't have money haven't come into their real character. Men that don't have money, they're still knowing themselves. When you now dated them for 5 years, you've been there when they had nothing, drinking the Gary with them, sometimes even giving them your own money to show you love them, supporting them as much as you can from where you are. And then suddenly they have money and they realize that, oh, this guy is too old for me. I need a newer model. I need to upgrade. Excuse me. I'm just wondering. I'm not saying all men are like that, but that actually happens a lot. And then on the reverse, you see a guy and a girl who are dating. Maybe the guy is even a bit higher up than her financially. And then he's trying to do his best to take care of her. He's helping to, you see cases where men pay a girl school fees through school. And then she suddenly becomes a graduate, starts her NYC, is exposed to a corporate world. And the kind of guys that are chasing her are much higher up than the person she was dating, who was just losing his last 10 kobo to date. And suddenly she tells Amo, me, I cannot marry this guy, oh, please, because his money is not loud. I found somebody who has more money. Last, all the money that you have spent on me. How much did you spend to send me to school? I will give you back. My boyfriend has enough money to pay you off. The truth is that in Hollywood movies, you find out that, at the end of the day, girl will marry the rich guy and the rich guy will start dealing with her. In real life, sometimes karma does not happen. Let me just tell you for free. Nollywood always makes people pay for the bad things they do in this life. While we are alive and breathing, karma does not always happen, because if it happens, a good percentage of Nigerian politicians will fall down and die when they are taking their oath of office, because they have no plans to do any of the things that they pledge to do. But I digress. Quillzik on Instagram is agreeing with me and saying, as the song goes, no romance without finance. But really, things have changed though, because in reality, a lot of women back in the day were not as economically viable or independent as the women of these days. And you find out more and more, women are becoming more picky and more selective. Back in the day, it was a big deal when your boyfriend has a car. Oh, my boyfriend came to pick me up. But girls of these days, they are buying their own cars. They are paying for their own trips abroad. They are balling with or without men. And so, you find out that money is no longer the factor in a lot of relationships because women have their own money. So they're even looking at, okay, Oga, apart from your money, what are you bringing to the table? I have money, you have money. Duh, big deal. What are you bringing to the table? Um, I've AV Fellow on Instagram says, if we're gonna do business, let's deal. And if we're gonna love up, let's be in love. Financial stability is important for men as it is for women. And it's okay to want a financially stable spouse. Yes, I'm gonna tell you for free. Don't ever let anybody make you feel guilty for wanting to make money a very important factor in your relationship or in the next relationship you're going to. Now, I'm not saying that money should be the determining factor alone, but don't ever let anybody, male or female, guilt trip you if you say, you know what? I'm not going to date a guy who's not as financially stable as me. That's my choice. If that is your choice, own it. And if your choice is, oh, I'm willing to build with a guy, also own it. Just own it and take notes that your heart might be at risk. But don't say I told you that. But that's by the way. Like, it is your choice at the end of the day. Is money a major factor? Or you see cases where a girl is so financially stable, she really doesn't care whether the guy has money or not. Like, I have my own money. I just want a man that will love me, that will treat me like a princess. Yes, a lot of guys will love you and treat you like a princess if you are paying their bills. And then if you stop paying their bills and they start having money of their own, that might change. Same way for a girl. A girl might treat you like her odogu because you're odogu parent, you're spending money. But the day she has enough money to be free of you, are you sure she's still going to love you the way she claims to love you? Romance and finance. Amala Folike says money is a good factor for whatever relationship. Yes. Then AV Felua says, don't call me broke while you're equally broke. Yes, I can't even lie to you. Women are very guilty of this. I'm a woman and I'm gonna be honest with you. You are telling a guy that is you're dating or that is toasting you, look at you, you cannot even do this for me. Auntie, you cannot even do it for yourself. Your father could not even do it for you. Your brother cannot even do it for you in the next 5 years. And you're broke shaming a guy for not dealing with your expensive lifestyle that you yourself cannot afford? Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, I'm a woman, but that thing really busts my mind when you hear a broke girl calling a guy broke. Hello, ma. Two of you came to this world with one head, two hands, two legs. Why is he broke and you that you don't have this thing that you cannot afford it, you're broke? Then there's the other side of it. You see a guy, he meets a girl who is living at a certain class of life. When you see her skin, you know that the skin care now money kill am. When you see the car she's driving, you know that her bills will be a lot because if she's driving a Mercedes or a BMW, you know that she's not just servicing it in a roadside mechanic, especially if she sees she brought it maybe brand new or whatever. You see the house she lives in, the furnishing in her apartment. You know that this girl is living at a certain level. And then you start dating her and start complaining that this my girlfriend is too expensive. When we want to go out, she only wants to go to cilantro. She only wants to go to fancy restaurants. And but that's the lifestyle she's used to. If she's used to this lifestyle, why do you want to come into her life and then pull her down? What was your plan? What were you thinking was gonna happen? Now I saw this funny story on Instagram recently where a guy was saying, he met a girl. Oh, she was a nice girl, very sweet girl. She never used to ask him for money. But within 1 month of dating her, she almost ruined him financially. And here's what happened. They were dating and then, come to my house. She'll pay for her. She'll come to his house. She'll pay for her Uber, but maybe she'll say, babe, let's go and hang out somewhere. And they'll hang out somewhere and he'll pay the bills. But the day she now says, oh, babe, let's not hang out. Let's stay at home and cook. She might go to the market and buy things. The things she will buy, they're not cheap things because she's not used to eating cheap food. So she's buying expensive things. Maybe Organo, they use sardine, for example. I can't remember the exact details. And she's buying sardine and bacon and baked beans to cook. She was not being expensive. She said, let's eat at home. But you see, even her eating at home was too expensive for this brother. After a month of dating, he knew he could not cope. She really wasn't asking him for any money. There was a day she told him, babe, let's go out for a spa date. She was going to pay her own bills. and she was going to allow him pay his own. But guess what? She first took him to a dentist. The money that they spent on the dentist before they went to do pedicure and manicure. Oh my guy is like, he spent over 100K that day on himself. That's by himself. He would never do. But that's the lifestyle that his girlfriend was used to. So it was a bit difficult for him. After like a month, he knew he could not cope in the relationship. It wasn't going to happen. Just in case you want to call in, because my phone lines were buzzing before, but I guess the network was a bit funny. You can call in on 07000 917 917. You can also call me on 09155 917 917, or call in on 0800 123 5917. Anyways, like I was saying, so you see this romance and finance thing is a bit tricky. You also meet a girl who feels that because this guy is dating me, he should pay all my bills. After all, he's my boyfriend. I need him to show that when we get married, he's able to take care of me. That's another level entirely. I mean, I get it. You want a man to show that he can take care of you, but does that mean that he should come into your life and take over all the things that you were doing in your life before because he wants to be serious? On the other hand, if you're an intentional man, how exactly do you show your girlfriend that you have the ability and you have the zeal to take care of her? It gets a bit tricky. How do you show your girlfriend as an intentional man that you have the ability to take care of her without actually footing all her bills? I think it's a very thin line between bringing money to a relationship and billing somebody because they're in love with you, whether it's a male or a female. Because I've seen this happen to both genders. You see women who marry men who are not as financially stable, or have as much money as them, and then they go into the marriage, and because they were supporting the man, he enters into the marriage and feels that he has arrived though. He doesn't want to push himself. He doesn't want to do too much because last my wife has money. My wife will do all the things I need her to do. She'll be my wife's salary is times two of my own. But I'm just wondering, so because your partner is financially stable, does this mean that you shouldn't push yourself to be better? Does this mean that you shouldn't aspire for higher? I mean, it gets so complex. You also see situations whereby a man gets married to a woman and he tells her, you know what, I'm rich. I don't want you to work. I don't want you to be under anybody. I'm going to be paying you an allowance every month. I just want you to be a baby girl. Sister, let me just tell you now, in case you are not yet married, I don't want to know if you are married to Dangote himself. I don't want to know if Otedala is your husband. You must have a source of income. Because the only way I am going to agree to sit at home and be collecting a monthly salary is if that man pays me 10 years ahead, buys two or three properties in my name. Then I now feel that, okay, push comes to shove. Because guess what? The man can die. And we both know that in this part of the world, when your husband dies, if he comes from a family where he was a breadwinner and that family is not nice, they can strip you to the barest minimum and leave you with absolutely nothing. And I'm not calling tribe or gender really. It's also the same way with a woman. So I'm just saying that in case you marry a man who feels like, okay, I'm the king of the jungle, I have all the money in the world, I don't need you to do anything. Please let him load 100 million into accounts in fixed deposits in your name, or let it just be there. Let him build a trust for your children. Let him give you a fallback in case anything happens to him. Because whether you didn't like it or not, life does happen to people. And if God forbid that man passes on barely 1 year after marriage, 9 out of 10 cases in this part of the world, you hear she say, which she killed her brother because he has money. But then it gets tricky because some women will literally marry a man for money, especially in places like maybe foreign countries like the United States, where there's something, when it comes to divorce, the spouse that has more money is liable to pay a large amount of money to the other spouse. It's tricky. I mean, I read a story yesterday that busted my brain. Apparently, Tony Braxton, if you're as old as me, you know Tony Braxton. Apparently, Tony Braxton has been dating this guy, what's his name? Birdman, I think, for about 16 or 18 years. Now, the next thing you know, they secretly got married a month ago. It just sounds like, oh, finally we got married. And do you know the next thing that happened? Tony Braxton, 1 month after the marriage, says she's bored and she files for divorce. And now she's liable to collect 50% of his 100 and something million that he's worth. Sister to sister, fear women. I can't even like sister to sister, fear women. How do you date somebody for 16 years? Because for me, I think she just had a plan. I think she said to herself that, Omo, I've been in this relationship for 16 years. What has come out of it for me? I think I need some retirement money. Let me just quickly marry this guy. After I marry him, I'll divorce him. That's my opinion anyway. I'm not saying that's what she did. But in my opinion, you can't tell me that you date someone for 16 years, marry them and say you are bored after 1 month. It's a bit outstanding. It's a bit confusing. I'm a bit perplexed and bemused and confounded. So, in my opinion, she probably used him to do a retirement plan, married him for 1 month, divorced him after 1 month, and now she's collecting half of his money. Fear women. In as much as men will stay in your white, I want you to also please kindly fear women. I just want you to know, woman to woman, brother out there, please also fear women, because some of them actually just come into these relationships with a plan. I mean, there was one I was talking about on Twitter the other day, or someone was talking about on Twitter the other day, where the girl says, "Look at you, your mates are doing Yahoo. You cannot even do Yahoo to buy me luxury week." Ha! You want your boyfriend to do Yahoo to buy you luxury week? Ouch, that's a lot. So this is not me bashing my sisters, because sister, I'm also going to say to you, if you meet a guy and he sees that you're financially upwardly mobile, and after 1 month of meeting you, he suddenly has one big contract that he's chasing, that is going, he needs 500,000 to complete. Sister, on behalf of all the sisters out there, run. Because if the 25 to 30 to 40 years that he has been living his life, he does not have anybody in his life that will give him that 500K, and this is you that started dating him a month ago, that's going to be that 500K to him, I tell you for free, with my full chest, run. Run, because I don't get what his plan is. If he didn't know you, will he not execute contracts? All his friends and his brothers and his cousins' brothers and his friends' girlfriends, best friends, they cannot contribute 500K for him. It's you that just started dating last month. Please, man. That man, I'm not sure that he has good plan for you. I'm sorry. Because he starts with 500K, then he becomes 1 million, and he promises to pay you back, and then he doesn't. I'm sorry. I'm not bashing on men, because I just spoke about women too. So this is not me bashing on men. Anyways, let me take this next song because the show is about to go on. Let's just take it briefly before we go. I'll be right back.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to play that song just as the show is ending. That is One Naira by MI. So, in case your love does not need money, in case your love is not wicked like some of us love, that's good for you. So, the show is rounding up. So, enjoy this last song by MI. One Naira is one of my favorite songs. Have an awesome weekend and a holiday. Happy Easter, everybody.
Hey princess, I'm so into you. Cause you see past what my revenue is and love me for me. Never you, leave you, that is something I would never do. Other girls just wanna get rich quick. See them running things like Olympics. Married men chopping